got away with one there, I think, a little bit, but we do continue our perfect start at home this season anyway, with a 3-2 win over Nottingham Forest. Wasn't easy, did it the hard way, but we got there in the end. But I think you'd be naive to say there weren't still some glaring issues with the way we are performing at the moment. But a win is a win, and you have to take 3 points when they come. Before we get into it, leave your thoughts in the comment section down below on the game or anything in general. I really do enjoy interacting with you guys in the comment section down below, so please do let me know your thoughts. But let's get into it. Let's just get straight into it. Goals from Eriksen, Casemiro and captain Bruno Fernandes led United to a 3-2 comeback over Nottingham Forest, who were ahead inside 4 minutes. 2-0 up. 2-0 up inside 4 minutes, as I say. They were absolutely flying, and we were on the deck. We were on the deck, I tell you. A lot of bad tweets, a lot of mad overreactions when we were 2-0 down. But United at Old Trafford, 3-2 comebacks is something that we specialise in, and we got it done in the end. We did get it done in the end. Now, I'll start with the positives. And the positive for me, the biggest positive, was Bruno Fernandes' performance. I thought he was really good today. I thought he was our biggest creative spark, and maybe that's not surprising to most people. Obviously, on the eve, yesterday, Kevin De Bruyne was in an interview and said that he felt that Bruno Fernandes was the most creative midfielder in the league. He called him a creative monster, and today it was a step to proving him right. A goal and an assist for Bruno Fernandes today, and I thought he was our man of the match. He was brilliant, especially in that second half. He looked really lively, and that is what we want to see from Fernandes. You know, against Spurs and against Wolves, he was trying things, but the output was just absolutely shocking, absolutely abysmal from Bruno Fernandes. But today he got his output better. He got it. I was going to say he got it spot on, but there was still a few things that maybe he could work on in terms of getting quality final balls into the box. But today I thought he was a lot better, and you know what? I thought he played really well overall. Took his penalty well, and I know some people say it's a penalty, and obviously you expect him to score. Of course, the odds are in his favour, but it's a pressure penalty in a big situation, and you have to put it in the back of the net. We've seen plenty of times over the years very, very good players miss big pressure penalties. So that was a big pressure penalty in a game. That's the difference between us going away with a 2-2 draw or a 3-2 win. So took it very well. Power into the bottom corner. No nonsense. No hop or anything like that. So he was my man of the match. I thought he played brilliantly. And hopefully we see the same Bruno Fernandes against Arsenal, because we'll need it. Trust me. We will need it. I thought Anthony didn't play too badly today. I thought first half, especially when we were 2-0 down, we did see the same shades of Anthony that we saw against Wolves and against Spurs. But actually in the second half, I thought he looked a lot better. He was actually taking on his man on the outside, on his right foot, and putting the ball in, nearly creating an assist for Bruno Fernandes to get his second goal of the game. So with that being said, I thought Anthony, he improved. He's definitely improved from his first 2 games. There's still some stuff to be desired with Anthony, but ultimately I thought Anthony played quite well today, and it's something that I want to see him add to his game a lot more. Not just cutting inside every time, and he actually had a decent shot that was saved well by Turner on his left foot. But if you can make the defender keep guessing, when Anthony's one-on-one with a defender, 99 times out of 100, he's cutting back onto his left foot. So as a defender, as a fullback, you're not worrying too much. But if he starts just bringing in that, right foot game into his overall play, it just makes the fullback think a little bit more. So, for me, I think Anthony today didn't have a bad game. I thought he played quite well. But it's still something that I want to see him add to his game more. So that hopefully this is just the beginning of Anthony turning the corner this season. In terms of other positives, I thought Rashford was better today. I don't think he was at his best, but I think he was better, especially on that left-hand side. He was still a little bit wasteful going forward, but he had a really good assist for Eriksen's goal. And again, that's something I want to see more of from Rashford. Not just, feeling like he gets the ball and he's just not really sure what to do. you want to have a plan in your head as soon as you get the ball, even before you get the ball. Right, I'm going to take one touch, fire it across the box, and someone's going to be there to tap it in. And that's exactly what he did for Eriksen's goal. There was no, waiting around. There was no hesitation. He took the ball, one touch, bang, across the box. Eriksen there to flick it home. And it was a great goal by Eriksen as well. Great depth finish from him. But that's what I like to see from Rashford. So, he created some decent moments. The penalty, my thoughts on the penalty, I think it's soft, to be honest with you. I think ultimately, if we got that penalty given against us, I wouldn't be happy. However, in terms of consistency, the Szoboszlai penalty last week against Bournemouth at Anfield, if that's a penalty, then probably this Rashford one's a penalty as well. So I think it's an issue of consistency, and that's something that I'll be probably saying all year round about referees. So, in terms of positives, I think that mainly covers it. Obviously, Casemiro took his goal well. I thought in midfield we weren't getting run through as much today, although Forest did seem to sit back after they got their 2 goals, which did puzzle me a lot. They were on us, 2-0 up at Old Trafford. I don't really understand why they decided to make it into a shooting gallery and just sit back completely and not even try to get out of their half. I think that played into our hands a lot, and ultimately we opened the doors in the end and got the result. So I think if I was a Forest fan, I would be slightly miffed with the way that planned out. In terms of negatives, the negative for me today, unfortunately, Onana didn't have his best game in a Man United shirt. Obviously, it's only his 3rd Premier League start for us, but I thought he was quite indecisive today. At least against Wolves and against Spurs, I thought he did show some, command. He was commanding. And I just felt that he seemed a lot more sure of himself. But in this game, he seemed a bit erratic. And the first goal from Awani, I don't really know how to describe Onana's goalkeeping there. And listen, I'm not a goalkeeper myself. I played in goal a few times and have been absolutely dreadful. So I can't comment too much on goalkeeping. But I don't think kind of sitting down and, ultimately not standing up and coming out when someone's running at you and not coming out of your 6-yard box isn't in the goalkeeper's handbook. I'm pretty sure of that. So he didn't have his best game, in that respect. And I thought actually there were a few times where he could have come out and claimed it but decided against it, which is something that does worry me slightly if it does continue. Hopefully it's only a blip, but that is exactly why we bought Onana. That sort of commanding presence at the back, high starting positions, claiming the ball, and taking the pressure off his back line. But it's not something that we saw today. So hopefully that's something that is just a bit of a blip, and he comes back for the Arsenal game fully prepared. Because I have a feeling if we're playing the way we are, he might have to absorb a lot of pressure in that goal. But ultimately, a win's a win. 3 points. In terms of Forest, I thought the 2 goals we conceded were poor as well. But credit to Forest. Awani, I think that's his 3rd goal in 3 games. He's had a very good start to the season. The Bolly goal is poor defending really from Casemiro losing his man. It kind of just comes off Bolly. He's even surprised if you see him celebrate. He barely even knew it came off him. But yeah, apart from the 2 goals that Forest scored, I thought they didn't really have a huge amount of threat going forward. Set pieces, they looked a bit threatening and maybe could have done a bit better, but ultimately didn't do much. And in terms of the red card, actually, I should mention, I think it was probably a red card. I think once the referee gives it, it's going to be very hard to overturn it. I don't think it was a serious and obvious error. So I think, unfortunately, Worrell had to walk for that. I think if it was Rashford running through instead of Fernandes, I think Rashford just gets there and almost there's no time to stop Rashford and foul him. So maybe Worrell got unlucky that it was Bruno Fernandes who was just slow enough that he could catch up and foul him. So listen, I think ultimately we take the positives. A win. I thought Fernandes played well. Højlund is coming, and I could see with the way Martial played today, we need Højlund soon. Preferably now. Preferably tomorrow morning. He's in full training, getting ready, and is looking forward to the Arsenal game. Because today, up front, even when Martial was on the pitch, we just had nothing, really. So that's something we've got to work on, and I'm hoping that Højlund can really lift this team and hopefully we see continued progress in terms of performance, because the second half performance today I thought was a lot better. So hopefully we can see 2 good halves of football overall. That's all I want to see. 2 good halves of football in a 90-minute period, please. That's all I ask. Please. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. Really appreciate it. Leave your thoughts in the comment section down below, as I said. And I will see you guys in the next one. But until then, thanks for watching and have a good rest of your weekend. Cheers.